But the important thing is that Kafuku was told the end of the story by Oto the night before she died. That's why Kafuku believed that the ending he knew was the real ending. However, there was a sequel to that ending, and it was told to Takatsuki earlier than the night before she died. This means that the end of the story told to Kafuku had already been told to the other guy, probably Takatsuki, before Kafuku. Oto probably already knew the story because Takatsuki told it to her. It didn't come to her the night before she died. It is assumed that Oto remembered what Takatsuki told her that night. It is quite possible that she acted as if the story had fallen on her during intercourse with Kafuku. The thing that Oto said that she wanted to talk the next morning might have been it. She might have thought that she wanted to talk about her infidelity. Or she wanted to talk the next morning might be it. Probably she wanted to talk about her infidelity. Takatsuki told Kafuku, who said, "Chekhov's text will drag yourself out. No matter how much we understand each other, no matter how much we love each other, it is impossible to look into another person's mind. It will just make you feel pain. But if it is your own heart, you will be able to look into it as much as you try, as long as you make the effort. So in the end, what we have to do is look at our own mind in a good and honest way. If we really want to see others, we have to look deep and straight at ourselves." That's what I think. This part of Takatsuki's line is almost the same as the original. It is the most important message in Drive My Car. It is impossible to look directly into the mind of another person, and it is also impossible to understand the world completely. Kafuku in the film also performs the play Waiting for Godot, which is said to be one of the most difficult plays. Godot is said to be God. Understanding the world completely may be like waiting for God. God doesn't come to you if you wait for him, but you keep waiting for him. The play presents such an absurdity. There is a certain intention behind the inclusion of this play. Looking into someone's mind could be like waiting for Godot. If we really want to see others, we have to look deeply and directly at ourselves. There is something in common between the theme of the film and Hamaguchi's method. I think this is the amazing part of the film. For an actor, the character he plays is another person. There is a method to search for the character or to make the background or history of the character. Then the actor completely becomes the character and acts. This method is called the Stanislavski system. It may have the same aim as Ryusuke Hamaguchi and Jean Renoir, but the basis seems to be different. It is a difference in the method of approach of getting to know others. Actors try to understand others in order to act. But this story insists that this is impossible. Of course, knowing the information of the role may also be used, even in Hamaguchi's acting instructions. But the story explains that there is something more important. It is that knowing yourself is more important. Something resides inside you when you read the lines aloud instead of understanding them. It is not to understand others, but to look inside yourself. It is a story to tell that it is more important to look at yourself than to try to understand others. The method of acting to express the story for the actors is to look into themselves. The theme of the story and the method of expressing it are the same. It is considered that it works as an incredibly excellent metaphor. Takatsuki was arrested because of his problem behavior. He could no longer play Vanya. then there is no other way to solve the problem except Kafuku plays Vanya. But Kafuku doesn't want to play it. About the program, or he plays Vanya. Kafuku was tormented. Kafuku said he wanted to see the house where Misaki grew up. They went to Hokkaido. On the way, they confessed their secrets to each other. Kafuku said, "The day Otto died, she said she wanted to talk when I got back. Although her tone was calm, I felt her determination. Although I had nothing to do, I kept on driving. I couldn't go back. I thought that when I went back, we would never be the same again. I returned at midnight and found her unconscious. I called the ambulance, but she didn't come to. What if I had come back earlier, even if it was just a little bit? I think about that every day." Although he seems to be speaking honestly, the most important part is hidden. If he had nothing to do, why did he go what? I will talk about this later. And Misaki confessed her secret as well. While she and her mother were in the house, there was a landslide and her mother was trapped in the half-collapsed house, but she didn't call for help. Another interpretation is that she was too shocked to act appropriately. Whatever it may be, Misaki and Kafuku are the same in that they let their precious person be killed. And she seems to have another secret. The two of them reached the place where Misaki's house used to be. Misaki had dug a hole in the ground and stood the cigarette she was smoking. In Japan, it is customary to place incense on graves or Buddhist altars to mourn the dead. Sometimes cigarettes are also placed. Her behavior means it. In the scene where they are driving in the car, there is an impressive shot of the two raise their hands holding the cigarettes. Given the conversation up to the point, you can imagine that they were thinking about the dead. The cigarettes must have played the role of incense to be offered on the grave. In front of the ruins of their house, Misaki confessed another secret. It was then that Kafuku saw what he had been averting his eyes from. The one take in which Kafuku expresses his feelings lasts almost 5 minutes. The two actors, Hidetoshi Nishijima and Toko Miura, continue to act in front of the fixed camera. There Kafuku says, "I should have been correctly hurt." This line comes from Haruki Murakami's short story, Kino. "I wasn't hurt thoroughly when I should have been," Kino admitted. "When I had to feel the real pain, I suppressed the essential feeling. Because I didn't want to accept the painful things, I avoided facing the truth from the front, and in the end, like this, I continue to hold the empty, hollow mind." Kafuku says the same thing in the film. "I didn't listen to myself. That's why I lost Otto forever. Now I understand." Then he understood the reason why he lost his wife for the first time. On the day Otto died, why did Kafuku go out when he had nothing to do? Let's go back to the morning of the day Otto died. Otto asked Kafuku, "Do you remember the story I told you yesterday?" Kafuku replied, "Since I was half asleep, I don't remember," and said that he had to do the work of a workshop instructor and then went out. There are two lies in Kafuku's statement. Kafuku watched the lamprey footage on his PC. This means that he remembered the story told by his wife. The wife, Otto, may have noticed the lamprey on the PC screen. It is not obviously depicted, and it is quite possible that she remembered telling him the story of the lamprey. I think she knew that Kafuku had told her a lie, that he had forgotten yesterday's story. Another of Kafuku's lie was that he said he had business to attend to. The scene of the workshop was not shown. There was no such business. Kafuku drove the car all day. After Kafuku said he was going out, Oto said she had something to talk about. Kafuku wanted to run away from her. Why did he want to run away from his wife? Probably because the story his wife had told him the night before had something to do with her infidelity. The schoolgirl, who in her former life had been a lamprey, had broken into her classmate's house. The real reason may be that she is excited by the unethical behavior, rather than because she likes the boy. The reason for her infidelity could be the same. Or she may have done the act which has something in common with the story she has made up. When he talks about the story, he will remember her infidelity. That will be painful for Kafuku. That's why he went out, even though he didn't have to. Listening to Oto's words, "I want to talk to you when you come back," Kafuku felt even more frightened. His wife was being unfaithful. It hurt Kafuku. But he didn't try to face the pain. So he went out and didn't come back until midnight. His wife died in the meantime. Kafuku's line, "I didn't listen to myself. That's why I lost Oto forever," means it. There are many scenes where the protagonist gets into the car and has a conversation. That's the intention as a video expression. It's not usual to talk face to face while driving a car. It is a metaphor for not looking at the other person when talking. While Otto was alive, they basically didn't see each other's face. After her death, Kafuku drives alone. Then the other protagonist, Misaki, appears. She is also the person who has a scar in mind. When Misaki is driving, the two of them do not look at each other's face. When the third person gets into the car, Kafuku looks at him. Kafuku asks Misaki to show him around Hiroshima City. When they get out of the car, they face each other for the first time. The direction at the time is very elaborate. When Kafuku looks at Misaki, she is looking forward. When Misaki looks at Kafuku, he is looking forward. In the scene where they smoke together, they are facing each other for the first time. Equal standing is necessary to communicate from heart to heart. Misaki, who is in a lower position, is on the higher step of the stairs, and Kafuku is under the stairs, but in the upper position in the picture. It is a composition made with an exquisite sense of balance. Then there is a scene in which Takatsuki gets into the car. In the confined space of the car, Kafuku and Takatsuki talk facing each other. This is where the theme of the film is described. And Kafuku's glaucoma is a metaphor for his psychological inability to see. That's why it's not the direct reason for hiring the driver in the film. It is impossible to look directly into another person's mind. A person cannot know everything in the world. This is expressed in the original novel as blind spot. I may have missed something important in her. No, even if I saw it with my eyes, it may have been invisible, Kafuku said. For him, the blind spot means averting your eyes from something you don't want to see. As for Takatsuki, he interprets the word as the impossibility of fully understanding others. And he says that they should look inside themselves to get hurt when it is appropriate. Listen to yourself. Kafuku had avoided this for a long time. He finally realized it. And he said, "We must live." To face his inner self, he needed to surrender to Chekhov's plays that would drag him out. he decided to play the role of Uncle Vanya. Uncle Vanya has a content that the characters conflict and come to an unsatisfactory end for them. To Vanya, who expresses his painful feelings, Sonia says, "Uncle Vanya, we should leave." Kafuku said the same thing to Misaki. The story of loss and reverse for Kafuku and Misaki is related to the story of Uncle Vanya. The last scene of the film. In Korea, Misaki is driving the red Saab with a dog. She doesn't seem to have come to Korea as Kafuku's driver. The red Saab seems to be the one Kafuku gave her, and the dog seems to be the one the Korean couple gave her. For Kafuku, the red Saab is a symbol of his dead wife. The fact that he kept listening to the tape of Uncle Vanya, the play which he didn't intend to perform, means it. The release of the car means that he has started a new life. And Misaki's driving down the foreign road with only her favorite dog means that she has started a life for herself. And the title, which is shown for the first time at the end, expresses this. This is how the 3-hour film ends. The director explained that the length was necessary to tell the story. It means the time for the protagonists to finish their problems. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and give me thumbs up.